So we're going to take our part out, and of course, the first thing we do when we take it out is deburr. Now I can take this rod and I can put it off to the side because I'm not using the rod anymore. All done with the rod. What I have is two sides that are machined, two that are not. This one and this one. Sides 1 and 2. Okay? This and this, these two surfaces should be perpendicular, 90 degrees, or square, whichever term you want to use. But I can't just put my square on there now because cutting the surface may have made a burr over here. So deburr this other side. Let's bring this out so you can see it a little bit better. One more side. And I'm going 45. All four sides. Now I'm filing flat on the surfaces to make sure there's no burrs raised up. Wipe it off, nice and clean. Now, the square shouldn't be laying here on the table because now it's all full of chips. It's also easier to get knocked down. Precision squares need to be taken care of very well. So clean it off, clean your part off, and now I fold my square up like this. Let's see if we can get this here. And what I'm looking for in this particular situation is I would hold it up to the light, and I'm looking to see right along here as I'm pressing on the side, right here across my fingers this way. I'm pressing this way, tight, and then I'm looking up here, and if it's truly square, there should be no light in there. It's perfectly square. There's no light because the square is square. Let's see. Oh yeah. Perfect. Just like we wanted. So, now I have two sides. These are square. So now, if I were to sit on, get my numbers back around. If I put my side 1, rotate it around, and put it sitting down on a parallel, I have the back, which was the second side, is there up against the solid jaw. And on the bottom of my parallel, it's flat. That should sit flat. Okay? So now in this step 3, side 3, what I'm going to do is take the a parallel and let it sit down deeper in the jaw. I'm sorry. We'll go a little taller because we don't need it to go as deep. Here's my rag. Make sure everything's all clean. Okay. And parallel in. I'm going to set my part in, like I said. 1's down, 2 to the back. I set it on here. Put the parallel in the middle of the part. Tighten up the part. Good and tight. And now the next thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get my dead blow hammer so I can hit here. Now I'm not going to tap, 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 tap. I'm going to smack it in the middle, not on the end because I don't want to make it crooked. Okay, I'm going to hit it in the middle. And when I do, this parallel that's underneath that now is sticking out the side here will be tight and it won't move like this. Then I know I'm sitting all the way down on this surface. And then that means that this, which I'm going to cut, will be parallel to the bottom one that it's sitting on, which is square to the one that's in the back. So now we're going to use the dead blow. Okay, hit it. Still moves. Hit it again in the middle a couple times, but I actually hit it. There we go. Now it doesn't move. So there, it's sitting flat. It's square in the back. Now I can cut it again. Now, keep in mind, remember, I changed my parallel that I'm sitting on, so this height's not right again. Okay? So I need to lower my table, and I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to lower so I clear. And I'm going to raise it up until they touch. Just like the last two times. Now this particular part is the hammerhead for a TMA hammer project, and the raw material is 3/4 inch stock, and the finished size is 0.730, so I only have 0.020. Now this time I'm going to touch, I'm going to zero it out, go a couple thousandths more. It's really important I set my zero now, because after I make a good clean-up cut, I got to take it out, and I got to use a micrometer, and I got to measure my size, because now I have to cut it to a certain size. In this case, it's 0.730 that I'm cutting it to. And like the last times, I need to make sure that it is cuts all the way across, and it did not most of the way, but it has to be 100%. So I'm going to go another 5 thousandths, 0.005. Another cut. This one looks like it's going to clean up. Now, I can't, in this particular case, measure from the top in here without taking it out. Once I measure it once and I know what size it is, then I will be able to use my dial. So I'm going to re-zero out the dial on my knee, just so that whatever I got to take off, it's easy to remember. Take my part out, and remember, it's got to go in the same way it came out, exactly the same way that it came out. Clean this off so it's good next time. Clean my part. Get my micrometer out.